Honourable Speaker, Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Leader of Opposition, Honourable Members of Parliament, members of the public joining in from the gallery and from their places of work and their homes. I rise to deliver this ministerial statement in this Honourable House on the achievement of 3 historic health milestones for our nation. In the months of September and October of 2025, the World Health Organization has officially recognized Fiji as having eliminated measles, rubella, and trachoma as public health problems. It is unprecedented indeed that Fiji has achieved the recognition of WHO through the declaration of the elimination of 3 public health diseases which are testament to decades of sustained commitment by our ministry, our communities, our partners, and our hardworking healthcare workers over the years who have demonstrated the passion, strength, resilience, and leadership of Fiji's health system. Mr. Speaker, sir, the last WHO disease elimination declaration for Fiji was for poliomyelitis, or polio for short, certified as eliminated together with the rest of the Western Pacific region in the year 2000. The last case of polio case was recorded in Fiji in 1962. Now, 25 years later, Fiji celebrates the elimination of 3 major infectious diseases, measles, rubella, and trachoma, reaffirming our nation's commitment to a future free of preventable diseases and aligned with the region's healthy island visions. Mr. Speaker, sir, measles is a highly contagious airborne infection caused by the measles virus. It can lead to life-threatening complications like brain inflammation and pneumonia, which can lead to death. Historically, measles was one of the Fiji's most serious diseases, responsible for repeated outbreaks throughout the 20th century. And indeed, the infamous 1875 outbreak killed approximately a quarter of the entire Fijian population at the time. The introduction of measles vaccine into the childhood immunization schedule in the 1980s, major improvements in vaccination coverage over the decades and enhanced medical services have together significantly reduced the number of cases and deaths caused by measles. The most recent outbreak occurred between November of 2019 and April of 2020, with 31 confirmed cases nationally and no deaths, with the outbreak centered in the Serua Namosi Health Subdivision. The outbreak was linked to other outbreaks in the Pacific region, including New Zealand, Tonga, and Samoa, which recorded close to 6,000 cases and 83 deaths. The outbreak response in Fiji included rapid case notification through our surveillance and laboratory systems, rapid response to cases, including isolation and quarantine of contacts, and the mass vaccination of over 300,000 people in the age group of 6 months to 5 years old and 19 to 39 years old, to close our existing immunity gap. Mr. Speaker, so the last confirmed cases of measles in Fiji was reported on 19th March in 2020, and no endemic transmissions has since occurred. To date, all suspected measles cases detected through our surveillance systems are investigated by the Ministry through our divisional teams and the Fiji Center of Disease Control with confirmatory testing at Fiji CDC National Public Health Laboratory, with support from the Victorian Infectious Disease Reference Laboratory at the Peter Doherty Institute in Melbourne, Australia. Mr. Speaker, sir, the WHO also considers measles as an equity marker. When cases rise, it signals the vulnerable population group have missed out on essential health services such as vaccination. I therefore wish to thank all our hardworking immunization nurses, immunization teams, and partners over the years who have worked so hard and collaborated to maintain a high level of measles vaccination in Fiji. On rubella, Mr. Honourable Speaker, sir, rubella is also a contagious disease caused by the rubella virus that is transmitted via air droplets through coughing and sneezing. It is also sometimes referred to by its older term as the German measles. While the infection may cause mild or no symptoms in most people, it can cause serious birth defects in unborn babies which is called the congenital rubella syndrome. In Fiji, transmission of rubella has been interrupted since 2013, with the last confirmed case recorded in 2016. Through high vaccination coverage and strengthened surveillance, rubella circulation has been eliminated for nearly a decade, thereby preventing congenital rubella syndrome in newborns. We are again grateful for the vaccination effort employed by the ministry nationwide that has ensured the elimination of this health threat. On measles and rubella elimination verification process, Honorable Speaker, sir, according to the World Health Organization, the elimination of measles or rubella is achieved where there is no endemic virus transmission for at least 12 consecutive months in the presence of a high-quality surveillance system that is capable of detecting and confirming any suspected cases. Measles and rubella elimination was achieved through the comprehensive verification process used by WHO for all countries worldwide. Fiji's elimination verification was more complicated as we were collectively verified for elimination as a sub-region with 20 other Pacific Island countries. The 21 countries, including Fiji, submitted our national comprehensive verification dossier demonstrating interruption of endemic transmission with evidence from 5 core lines of verification. And that is epidemiological evidence that there has been no endemic transmission of measles or rubella virus for 12 or more months. Secondly, surveillance reported there were 2 or more discarded non-measles cases per 100,000 population per year through timely investigation and lab confirmation. 3, the presence of WHO-accredited national laboratory that can perform reliable, timely PCR and serological testing and participating in regional proficiency testing. 4, the maintenance of population immunity of 95% coverage or more for both MCV1 and MCV2, which is measles-containing vaccines, and rubella-containing vaccines sustained over several years. And lastly, the demonstration of a sustainable outbreak preparedness and response status that has the capacity to detect and respond to any importation with updated outbreak response plans and strengthen cold chain systems. Honorable Speaker, sir, facilitating this verification process, Fiji has a governance mechanism through Vaccine Preventable Disease Committee that is co-chaired by Family Health and Health Protection Division with membership from our local health experts and the Pediatric Clinical Services Network. The Vaccine Preventable Disease Committee's role is to oversee policy, documentation, and evidence gathering, review surveillance and immunization data, and reports through regional and global reporting mechanisms. We wish to acknowledge the assistance of experts from the WHO, UNICEF, the Murdoch Children's Research Institute, and the National Center for Immunization Research in Australia, and individual experts in the field. Honorable Speaker, sir, as stated last week by the Regional Director of the WHO in the Western Pacific region, Dr. Saya Piukala, the verified elimination of measles and rubella in Fiji is not the end, but the beginning of more work that is required to ensure that we maintain the elimination status. Measles outbreaks continue to occur throughout the world. Currently, our regional neighbors in New Zealand and Australia are reporting new cases linked to international travel. And we may record an old case here and there. However, we must continue to work hard to eliminate endemic transmission through maintaining high levels of vaccination coverage in the childhood immunization program, maintaining surveillance for early detection of cases, maintaining our measles laboratory testing capability, and maintaining our ability for rapid redeployment for an effective outbreak response. Honorable Speaker, sir, on trachoma. Trachoma is a bacterial infection caused by the bacterium Chlamydia trachomatis and is spread through contact with the eyes, eyelids, and nose or throat secretions of infected people. Repeated infections lead to scarring and blindness if untreated. Trachoma was once a leading cause of blindness in Fiji. and widespread in the 1950s, with prevalence exceeding 20% among children in some areas. In 2007, a rapid assessment in high-risk Fijian communities revealed active trachoma rate averaging as high as 22% in children aged 1 to 9 years. Fiji then adopted the SAFE strategy, which is surgery, antibiotics, facial cleanliness, and environmental improvement. Population-based survey in 2012 showed that the prevalence of trachomonas inflammation remained above 5% threshold, with trachomonas tracheasis in adults recorded at 8.7%. Today, following sustained national action and prevalence of active trachoma has fallen below 1%, with no cases of blinding trachoma recorded since 2015. Honourable Speaker, Sir, Fiji's journey towards trachoma elimination began over a decade ago. The Ministry of Health and Medical Services, through the Fiji CDC, the Health Divisions, the Pacific Eye Institute, Fred Hollis Foundation and partners undertook a nationwide program of surveillance, clinical management, and health promotion guided by WHO SAFE strategy. This achievement is due to long-term investment in water, sanitation and hygiene, school-based education, and community empowerment, ensuring that facial cleanliness and hygiene are now everyday habits across Fiji. And this includes ongoing health education campaigns promoting immunization, hygiene, and early health-seeking behavior. Programs like Wash, Brush, and Splash encourage daily hygiene in schools and households. Collaboration with faith leaders, teachers, local authorities ensured widespread community participation. Through these combined measures, the prevalence of active trachoma in Fiji communities have fallen to below 1%, meeting WHO's elimination criteria. Honourable Speaker, Sir, elimination validation for trachoma was a rigorous, evidence-based process established by the WHO and used by all countries that have been validated as eliminating trachoma. Fiji submitted its trachoma elimination dossier to WHO in June of 2025, supported by data collected through surveys from 2019 to 2024. Independent verification was undertaken by WHO experts in collaboration with partners such as the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, Fred Hollis Foundation, and Project Heaven. Following review and peer evaluation, the WHO conferred Fiji's elimination status in October of 2025, confirming that all elimination thresholds have been met. Fiji has become only the 26th country in the world to eliminate trachoma as a public health problem. And we extend our gratitude to all healthcare workers, eye specialists, and partners who have worked tirelessly over the years to save our people from this preventable cause of blindness in our population. Honourable Speaker, sir, the elimination of measles, rubella, and trachoma as public health issues is important because it delivers profound benefits to Fiji. The health benefits, prevention of complications of these diseases include blindness, deafness, pneumonia, encephalitis, and congenital malformations, alleviates the human suffering and the debilitating long-term human and social cost that includes permanent disabilities and death. The economic gains, avoidance of disease-related healthcare costs that is associated with mounting a coordinated outbreak response actions, as well as the workforce productivity costs through loss of employment days and reduced productivity from sickness and necessary public health response actions. On the social impact, it is through enhanced educational outcomes promoting social and gender equity. For example, trachoma have been reported to disproportionately affect women and children. Global standing promotes and reinforces Fiji's reputation as a regional leader in public health, fulfilling our commitments under the International Health Regulations, or IHR, and advancing our universal health coverage agenda. Honourable Speaker, sir, the achievement reaffirms the success of Fiji's primary health care approach, emphasizing prevention, health promotion, and community participation. The integration of immunization, disease surveillance, WASH programs, and eye health within primary healthcare demonstrates that investment in preventative health infrastructure and community engagement yields sustainable results. The collaboration between health, education, and water authorities underlines a whole-of-society approach to health, security, and well-being. Mr. Honourable Speaker, sir, maintaining elimination status requires continued vigilance and investment, and the Ministry will continue annual surveillance reviews and data audits, conduct periodic refresher training for health staff, including surveillance officers and clinicians, maintain childhood immunization coverage, and ensure equitable access for all communities, maintain disease surveillance, laboratory and outbreak response capacity, strengthen regional collaboration through WHO and SPC. Fiji will also continue to share its expertise with other Pacific Island countries working towards similar elimination goals. Honourable Speakers, in conclusion, these recognition by the World Health Organization mark a profound moment in Fiji's health history. They belong to every healthcare worker, community nurse, teacher, and partner organization that has worked tirelessly to protect the sight, health, and lives of every Fijian. And I extend Fiji's sincere appreciation to the World Health Organization, the Fred Hollows Foundation, Australia Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, the Burnett Institute, Murdoch Children's Research Institute, Project Haven, UNICEF, and the Victoria Infectious Disease Reference Laboratory at the Peter Doherty Institute for their partnerships and support. Fiji's eliminations of measles, rubella, and trachoma demonstrates that with sustained commitment, scientific excellence, community solidarity, and collective action, public health victories are not only possible, but they are also lasting. And before I take my seat, I would just like to also currently thank a visiting Chinese medical team that is currently within the country, and they are doing eye surgeries starting from tomorrow. And I will continuously thank the government of China and through the medical team from the Guangdong province. And I urge members and the general public to please make use of this opportunity that is before us. And with those few words, thank you, Mr. Speaker.